Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? Big Porky here from Porky's Corner. You know, don't you? You know. That's why you've tuned in. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. Isn't that right? Hope you like my profile, the thumbnail today, because we're going to cover fatties in heavyweight boxing who are not interested in, you know, getting in shape. They just want to pick paychecks up. They're just turning up because they don't have to make weight. They're turning up, taking losses, and just going about the business. Is this where boxing's heading? You know what I mean? We've all seen Nathan Gorman, haven't we? 5 stone overweight. Who's signing off on him to get in that ring at weekend? Who signed off on him to get in ring like that? Looking like Mr. Blobby, eh? A multi-skilled kid. What is he, 27-year-old? You know, he's 5 year younger than Fraser Clark. Has anybody seen the state of Fraser Clark? It's Big Freeze, eh? The giant Karamak Easter egg. Fat Joe, eh? That rapper. It's the size of him. He's another 20 clemmer. Here we've got one here, Dave Allen. He's been in with It's Big Freeze, Olympic bronze. And look at him here on here, going in against an Olympic gold medalist, eh? The white wino. Belly on him. Why are fighters getting themselves in position because of what they do on social media? And then when they get themselves in position, they're turning up in that kind of shape. What is all that about? What is all that about? Hey, what? What's it about? Hey, can't believe it, what I'm seeing. You know, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Unbelievable. Stop putting things in your mouth. Eat properly. You know, if I can do it, you can. Jeez, I can't believe it. The opportunities these lot have had is unbelievable. And do you know what? You know, Dave Allen, he must be sat with his head in his hands now. He must be sat with his head in his hands. He must get up in the morning and look in that mirror and hate himself. And I know David very well. He's got to be devastated with what we are, with the opportunities he's had and how he's conducted himself. For starters, when Dennis got rid of him, this is a true story. I know he's got 2 fights left with Big Ron Dennis. But when Dennis first got rid of him, Dennis's exact words were, "Your job is to stay in shape. That is your job." That's his job. They parted company with him with 6 wins and a draw. That were it. He gave him a gimme fight and it ended up a draw, and that were it. Game, set, and match with Dennis. Your job is to train, right? And get to sell a few tickets. He couldn't sell tickets, but his job was to train. Being paid a wage, right, every week to go to the gym. You walk out your house, 100 yard, and you get on a train, 3 stops to Sheffield. Train station, back of his house. We lived on the same complex on the old Conisbee train station complex. 3 stops to Sheffield and then 3 stops back. That's it. That's your job. Imagine that. Yeah, we're going to pay you what somebody's going to get in a factory, and I'm going to give you 2.5 grand a fight. Plus a deal on tickets if you can shift any, and all you've got to do is get up in the morning, get on a train, and go to Sheffield, and go in a gym and train. You can have your dinner up there, you can stay up there, you can rest up there in between sessions. That's your job. A young lad turning pro at that age couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So if he couldn't do it then, they're not going to do it now, are they? Same with Nathan Gorman. If it's not in you, it's not in you. Yeah, you can fight and you can be tough. Dave's tough. Gorman's skillful. Yeah, you can get by when you're young on that, but eventually you get found out, don't you? There's no shortcuts. There's no shortcut. Paul Smith, another one, another fatty. half a stone overweight against Andre Ward. Wasn't even bothered beginning a fight week about taking any weight off. Not even bothered. Paul Smith, aka son of Buddy, he thinks he can like just sit in a hot bath and take weight off. It don't work like that, Jim Royal. Boxing don't work like that. Which brings me, which brings me to Beefy Smith. You know, I'm getting fed up of hearing now. I'm getting fed up of hearing multiple excuses from Beefy Smith about why Eubank put him on Button Moon. I'm fed up of it now. You signed a form an hour before fight to say you're fit to fight. Jog on with your back excuses and your weight excuses. You made weight. You signed the form in front of a doctor and everybody else. I'm medically fit to fight. So jog on with your excuses. Jog. Making excuses and then making up bullshit about him and Billy Joe at 168 pounds. Who told you to say that? Hey? Who told you to say that? Making excuses. Billy Joe can't get to 168. He'll never fight again, Billy Joe. He'll never fight again. If he does, brilliant. But he's out at ring 3 years now, approaching 3 years out the ring. It's not got a date, and 2023 is gone. We're going to 2024 now. He's been inactive since May, bank holiday 2021. So let's see if he gets a date at New Year by March onwards. What, 3 year out at ring? I'm not interested in that fight. It's a shame because Billy Joe will go down as an enigma, won't he? A 5-year WBO reign. Does that even count, though? I mean, look at Beefy. Has he ever even beat a champion? They're even talking about him being a former world champion. Has he beat a champion? His best win's Eubank, who had an IBO back in the day. That's it. He never beat a champion. He never beat a former, current, or future world champion. Unless you want to count Christopher Eubank, who done him in rematch. It's embarrassing. These people are millionaires. It's free money for Beef for that against Billy Joe, innit? They'll look at that as free money. That's just pissing up the fans' legs, eh? So, yeah, we'll create a load of nonsense on social media, bitter intense luncheon meat, or whatever they want to call it. Laughing lobster, whatever. Intense beef. It's a load of shit. Who wants to see that? Is that where boxing is now? We're digging Billy Joe up and Beefy at 168 when Billy's at 154. Man, technically, Billy's really a 154, just lazy but multi-skilled. It's embarrassing. Absolutely, shockingly embarrassing. 168. I wonder what the Cobra and people like that think of that. No, it's just a disgrace to 168-pound division, isn't it? That Beef is stepping up now just to get paydays. Get the money in, lad, while you can. Hey, brash yourself. Hey, Jesus, unbelievable. I see old Jug Ears is back in the boxing board of control over Conor Ben. The Gad, aka the Toad. Have you seen his finger? Have you seen that wart on his finger? That's disgusting, that Gad, that water. You don't shake people's hands with them hands, do you? Oh, God, you can... That spreads that, you know. Google it. That's bad, that. That's bad. Oh, warty hands. Ugh. Hey, Toad. But Jug Ears is back in the board. Unbelievable. Over the Crusher Ben situation. Big crush. What's going on there? The Gad asking the questions. The Toad. Hey? But sat on the fence while asking them. Yeah, you know, don't you, Gad? You know. You're just waiting for that Saudi money, aren't you? Brassing yourself off like Tyson Fury, the big Gypsy King, who's saying that it's definitely on February 17th. Yeah, good luck with that. Hey, good luck with that one. Pure greed. If they fight in that shape, eh? They do hope for a pound now. Brassing themselves. Unbelievable. The God there, fence sitter. Oh my God. Old Eddie Hill's going roadman on Jarrell Miller. Yeah, that's right. Eddie Hill's the 6-0 Iceman from Billy Ricky. 4 by way of. Knocked his dad out with a body shot. Went to points with Spotty Frank Eubank. They dug some guy up who we know from years ago to say they had a skills bout. I don't know who the other 3 were. I think that's just in his head. But can you imagine Eddie getting up in the morning, ready for a Coogan interview on IFL and saying, you know what? Today, I'm going to invent a story about being an amateur boxer back in the day. I should be able to pull it off. Who's going to question me? Hey, when that ice breaks, Eduardo, I'm always there, aren't I? Pop, pop, bang. Unbelievable. Eddie, why are you piping up going on about Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia having a bit of a spat and this and that? What's that got to do with you? Hey? What's that got to do with you just because you want Garcia off him? Eddie, you would love to be a few quid behind Oscar De La Hoya and you'd love to have his CV. Have you seen his CV? His CV is the CV to end all CVs. It's one of the best ever, isn't it? All-time great. Oscar De La Hoya is an all-time great. His CV is fantastic. Roadman after roadman after roadman he went in with. So I give him respect, me. And I think you should give him some as well, Eddie, instead of trying to run him down because you're not so squeaky clean, are you, Eduardo? And you know what I'm on about. So Michael Conlon against Jordan Gill. Frank Smith says they've got a rematch clause. Who would want to see that again? Is that where we're at? Conlon just been iced 3 times. Are they going to dig him up again? What is all that about? They're talking Lee Wood rematch and now Gill rematch. What? Haven't they got any? Haven't they got any scruples? The kid's been smashed about. He can't even talk properly now. Have you seen him talk? They're trading in meat. They're taking Conlon to meat market to slaughter. They're not going to be bothered at it till somebody's on slab. Touch wood, it don't happen. Do I care what people think now? I've passed caring now with this boxing. We're just going to go full steam ahead. I don't really care. Nobody's got no knackers. So I'm just going to do what I want to do. So, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, everybody knows where I'm at. Hop down anytime if you've got a problem. That counts for you as well, Flexi. Mind hiding up there in Winkerbank behind your diet sheets and your cookbooks. Although I was reading one other day, actually. They're not bad. They're not bad. I pinched a few ideas off you. I like the tuna one. And I like the one with asparagus. So all healthy eating, it's all good, Flex. Keep it up. Because it's about the only thing you're doing at the moment. Kel Brooks in Fuerteventura. He's the backup guy in case Crusher Ben or Chris Eubank Jr. don't fight, or if one of them can't fight. Kel Brooks, the backup guy. How's about that one then? Yeah, good old Kel Brooks. I hope he flattens a pair of them on the same night. Go on, Kel. But is that where we're at? We're digging Kel up after 2 years out as substitute guy for them because it's a pay-per-view. Is that where we're at? Or Beefy wanted to dig Billy Joe up after 3 years out at ring so they can get a few quid. Is that where boxing is? Isn't there no young stars coming through? Hey? Isn't there any young stars coming through? Hey, what do you reckon about that? The Gad, aka the Toad. Oh, warty fingers. Hey? Yeah! Yeah! Feel sick. Put me off my shake that tonight. I'm not sure how I feel about the Jordan Gill mental health story, but Eddie Hills was all over it, isn't he? They love a good story, don't they? I wonder if he's been put up to that, but I think you should keep stuff like that to yourself because it's just everybody has problems all the time, don't they? In their lives. It's just an everyday situation for everybody, that, isn't it? Feeling down and low and all that. Everybody gets that, but I'm not so sure about it all. When they come out with in boxing and stuff like that, I always think that they're trying to do it for public sympathy or to get views or get themselves out there or sell themselves a bit better. That's how I look at it. You keep that stuff to yourself, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You never hear me come out about mental health. Listen, we all have problems, don't we? But I don't know. Throw them in a prison cell for a few years, basic regime. They'll talk about mental health then. Hey, Jesus. Some of them, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. But I don't want to hear all that mental health excuses. People fought World War II's round here. It were all like everybody had to turn the lights out at night and get in an Anderson shelter around where I live because they were coming over here bombing Sheffield. Hey, nobody were using mental health then. Just a cop out. How can you say anything to anybody when they start coming out with that? It's like, well, you can't say they've got mental health. Get gone with your mental health stories. I don't buy into that. If that seems harsh, I don't care. Walk away from boxing if it had you like that. Go get a job. You know, you've got a gym and that. You're not in poorhouse. Go get a job. You know what I mean? If you'd have beat Kiko Martinez, you wouldn't have had mental health. Well, it's like Shannon Courtney. She lost, didn't she? But she was cocky as out before they went scores out. But once scores come out, refused all interviews, the mental health kicked in. But if she'd have got decision that she's saying she won, she wouldn't have had mental health issues, would she? Do you know what I mean? It's a cop out. I don't want to hear it. Jog on with your mental health. God, man. There's people on the street. 45,000 people in UK are homeless. 45,000. That'd fill Manchester City's ground, that. 45,000 spread all over the country, nowhere to live. Most of them sleeping on the street or people's settees or in hostels. Hey? You know what I mean? They're not driving around in Range Rovers, living in houses, holding gyms. I don't want to hear mental health knackers from anybody. I'm sick of hearing it. Sick to death of hearing about mental health. Unbelievable. Oh, that's about it, really. Just blowing a bit of steam off now that my team have won 4-3. All right, roller coaster, wasn't it? Against Fulham, but we managed to put them away. We managed to deal with it, and so okie dokie. That's about it, really. Peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I know you're listening, Toad. All right, I hope you like the thumbnail, Toad. Hey, fence sitter, that's what you are. Fence sitter. You backstabbed Adam Cattrall. You know you did. That's why you're unpopular now at TalkSport. You know, Gad. You know. All right, go on, jog on.